Hey guys, welcome back. We are here for another build update. Now it's going to be my extreme endgame update. We have pushed 259. I just did another round of Elven capitals and I have 648 done. This means that my fossil is at a very high place right now. It's like over 11,000 damage and armor percent bonus. I will probably be able to push 279 pretty soon. So that is where I am at in my season. So we should be able to grab rank 1 again. I'm just gonna go over my build update as to what I have been doing for the end game, as many people have requested this. And here we go. Let's go over it right now. So first, let's talk about the monogram setup. First, you can check anyone's monogram setup that he used to push by just hovering over his little icon here in the leaderboard. But I will go over it on my character. On my helmet, I use 1% critical damage for every 250 armor. That scales your crit damage dramatically alongside the use of gain 100 armor for each potion available on your relic. And we are scaling our potions by getting one additional potion for every 50 stats on your amulet. So we are stacking wisdom as high as we can. I have over 9,000 wisdom now, closing in on 10,000, thanks to the gloves that are getting more and more powerful. The more Elven capitals I do, I get to do more Zols. Zol gives me access to the Forager's Dust, which I can now infuse items into one of my pieces of gear, which usually you'll do it on either chest, gloves, or pants. I decided to go for it on my gloves, since these slots don't receive any monograms, and so you're not at risk of upgrading an item that you would replace with a double monogram should you get lucky with them, right? So I have 117% wisdom on here and 298 flat wisdom here, alongside, you know, some elemental and Starblades damage as well. Starblades is the skill that I am using. So that is the base setup. I am also scaling my potions with my health here, or rather my health with my potions, for 2.5% maximum health per potion slot. And then my bracer is going to scale off of my wisdom. It's giving me phasing trance effect. Phasing trance gives you flat damage and boss damage. If you get a phasing stack and then you press inventory, go up here, you get 2 flat damage per stack and 1% boss damage per stack as well. You scale the effect with with your stats. It says 10% for every 50 stat. So every 500 stats that you have, you will double this bonus. You'll gain another like 100% increased effect for this buff. Not only this, but phasing trance also scales with your passive tree, which we'll go over a bit later. But you're getting also increased damage and health regeneration. So that covers my bracer slot. So I'm scaling boss damage and flat with this, alongside percent damage and health regen. I am getting also stats towards my health percent by getting 1% for every 25 of my highest stat on both of my rings. So my rings and my boots scales my HP, and then the rest pretty much scales my damage. The combo of the helm and relic scales my critical strike damage by scaling off of armor. You scale off of armor as well because you do many Elven capital keys. These Elven capital keys, which are these things that you can see that I have done 648 of. These will give you a lot of armor and damage here, so that's how you scale your percent armor from this. And yeah, the potions here. So that is the basic setup for my monograms. Now, as you can see on my fossil, this is where I'm at. I have not farmed any health containers. I probably will have to in the near future if I want to survive the higher ruptures, but I could still get lucky with a monogram that gives me health, either on like a double monogram on Archeon that would give me probably health on my helm or on my relic or some other place. So I'm still hoping to get good luck and not have to do this, but I might actually have to farm health containers. How do you farm health containers? If you do want to do it, you go into any rupture and you infuse. It's an option afterwards that you get from the little guy at the start of the rupture in infused, and it will cost you one of those fortune tomb tokens to get a modifier. So you just gotta get lucky with the health containers. That's pretty much it. I am still using some regular gear from Archeon on my chest piece and my pants. Eventually, these will probably get outscaled by regular pieces of gear, but for now, they're still better. My pet is at 143% lightning damage bonus. The weapon I have is from Scorch. Scorch is this boss, Scorch the Ashweaver's Lair. The first time you can encounter him, the easiest place to encounter him is in the underground and the Underrealm. Right down here at level 180. It costs 1 Underrealm key to attempt it. And yeah, I recommend going there once you can kill it in like about under 1 minute is what I would recommend. But that is how I got my weapon. I got a triple Starblades. Scorch always drop weapons that have triple of the same monogram for a certain offhand. So I got each extra blade gain 100% additional damage. So I got 3 of those, and then all of my other ones are additional blades. The optimal setup for Starblades is going to be 4 additional blades, and 3 additional damage. So whether you get one or the other on your weapon, you can still use it. Just adjust your setup accordingly with your offense that you have here. So I think that pretty much covers the gear. The cards that I went for, your card priority in the endgame are going to be like so. It's going to be all of your wisdom cards. So you want to have all of them. The percent wisdom and the flat wisdom, all of the sets. And then there are 2 other cards that are highly prioritized. It's going to be health regen and flat damage, and also boss damage and flat damage. So this is your next set of cards that I would prioritize. After this, it's pretty open, but you are looking to get anything with flat damage, anything with percentage elemental damage that you have for your pet. I have a lightning and arcane pet, so I will be looking for lightning because Starblades is lightning, and arcane because my pet gives me that my lightning abilities will benefit from arcane damage bonus. So I'm looking for arcane and lightning, and I have this one that is just bad. I have like 2 bad cards in my set, but I do not want to reroll. I just don't feel like it. Eventually, I will just get access to all of the cards, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm looking for like anything with flat damage, armor, elemental damage, and that's pretty much it. They're pretty much all the word the same. One other that I can talk about is the max health bonus. If you get the full set, it's 60% health. This one is also pretty darn good. So that is what I went for my cards. Now if we went over the passives, the passive is pretty straightforward. I will have a passive tree linked down below, but I have more and more points as I've cleared more and more ancient catacombs. I have cleared 116 so far, so that means that I have quite a bit more points to invest into my passive tree. I went for the basic tree that I showed in my previous video. In comparison to the early game, I'm not using Bloodlust anymore, and so now I'm investing into phasing. I'm getting the regular, okay, so health regen for phasing, percentage damage for phasing. I am grabbing the armor mastery and the flat damage per mastery. So these are scaling off of the mastery that you get here on your stance. So you're getting armor, you're getting flat damage. I am grabbing both the distant demolition and also the close. So 50% to close and distant enemies. This is a multiplicative buff. All of the extra potions. Of course, because Starblades is Sky and Blade, I am grabbing all of the affinities. So if you look at Starblades, for example, I have Sky and Blade. This is like this for every offhand. These are the affinity tags that they have. And if you have them equipped on your character, they will scale off of the tags that you have here. Sky cooldown reduction, Sky damage, and Blade cooldown reduction, and Blade damage. These are extremely important to get. So I'm getting all of my affinities. I am grabbing some movement speed here with this little cluster here. The 2 clusters for regeneration I'm getting, it's for mainly energy regen, is going to be this one here and this one here for energy regen and health regeneration as well. So these are pretty important. You can see here that I'm grabbing Chaos Mine and Empire Discharge. So this is because these are the 2 skills that I use the most. But, you know, that is kind of preference based. But in the end game, Chaos Mine will be the better one once you reach a point where you have close to 79% attack speed. So as you go more and more into the end game, Chaos Mine will become better numerically alongside the cooldown of Starblades to deal you damage. Okay, so now that this covered, I'm also grabbing Wisdom bonus and boss damage. So this is your Wisdom cluster. Wisdom is our main stat, and as we know, Wisdom is very, very high priority. This is why I'm also grabbing some travel nodes for +2 Wisdom. Grabbing all the ones that I can get. I will go towards these ones here eventually. I just don't have enough points yet. I am also grabbing this cluster. I find this to be very nice to farm, for example, in like in a certain level of rupture where you save your charge attack to just one-shot the boss in maybe like 3 seconds. It will make your charge secondary attack. Your charge secondary, for example, is only the one that you choose on the right side here. And then once your bar is fully charged, it does double damage by default, but this pushes it even further. I did not test this fully to see if it was multiplicative or not, as I do not think that it will matter too much for like the actual meta build, but I do think that it's quite nice for farming, so that's why I'm grabbing this cluster. Inventory slots, always nice quality of life. It also gives you more damage because your pet is giving you 1% damage per extra inventory slot. Not huge, but still small extra bonus from grabbing inventory slots, and inventory is just like a massive quality of life to have more inventory slots in here. Grabbing the health cluster and armor. Eventually I will max this one out. Eventually I will also max these out. So eventually what I plan to do is grab all of the percentage health that I can in armor, and maybe even like these boss damage clusters here. And I believe there was another boss damage cluster here. Yeah, 10% boss damage here. But these are kind of low priority. There are other ones that you could maybe try to get to calculate if it's better. All of these flat damage nodes here, maybe some of the small flat damage at the top here. But yeah, that is currently where I am at. Oh, also don't forget to grab this triple elemental cluster here. So that pretty much covers my passive tree. So we went over my gear, we went over my fossil, went over my cards and my passive tree. I don't think I'm forgetting too much here, but let's take a look at the Elven tree as well, since that is another thing. The Elven tree, I'm grabbing pretty much everything, and then I'm going to dump everything into the right side here for flat damage. And then when I run my Elven capitals, I only spec into the mining nodes, right? This one here, this one at the top, this one at the left, and then I dump everything else into digging deeper. These nodes here, stamina bonus does not do anything for me. The 50 armor could be used, so I could go here, and I'm not grabbing also the damage reduction bonus because 5% extra doesn't matter. Since I already have more than 50% on my fossil, I am now not in need of any more damage reduction, since damage reduction caps at 50% reduction. So, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything. Yeah, these are my offense that I have. They are at like, you know, level 65, 50, 50, 41. That's pretty much it, guys. Let's do a little test on the dummy. This is going to be... I will actually stack my phasing just for you guys, so that you can see what is exactly my damage. So I'm just going to go here, stack phasing. These dummies are not considered as bosses, but the other big one is. So I will only show the damage on the big dummy, since it will be massively different than if I would show my damage on these small dummies here. So we're at 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Let's go. All right. Now I make sure that I'm very, very close to get my 50% damage bonus. The first one won't be super representative, but this next one will be. So we're at about 121. I don't know what this is. This is like hundreds, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, I guess. 118 quadrillion damage. Just about. Sounds about 118 quadrillion damage or something like this. There is damage variance in the damage calculations, guys. So the damage can go up plus or minus 20%. This is why you might see a slight variance. But that's pretty much it. I hope this answers some of your questions. Actually, wait. Actually, when I'm farming as well, I need to talk about this. When I'm farming, I found that my farming setup was best used with all... If you only have 4 slots, you go with 40% elite chance on elite kill. And then I don't use containers anymore. I don't use the extra chance for containers. I only use the elite chance. And I got in this piece of gear, which has 2 times when you kill an elite enemy, gain a 10% chance to spawn another elite. So I'm now at 50% elite chance. And that is what feels the best for me, even 40%. I've tested 20-20. I've tested 30 elite, 10 containers. I've tested 40, 40-0, and 50-0. And I do believe that 40 and 0 is the play. So that is what I'm doing. If you have 40%, you would grab it on your helmet, on your amulet, on your bracers, on your boots. And the relic can also get a monogram, which has a chance for gold drops. So that is what I'm using. Since if you're going with this, you're not using the critical strike damage per armor. So you're not in need of any more armor. 10% chance to get 25 gold when killing an enemy. I'm stacking gold to be able to gamba in the Underrealm and try to get lucky there. I have a video if you want to go see what is the gambling method and the gold sink of the game. So that is pretty much it. I talked about my push build, my farming build. I hope you learned something. I wish you great success in your leaderboard push, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.